And all of this entirely because of him. And all of it, indeed, truly all of it.
Because of him. Ah, fuck. What a mess. What a mess. I'm coming. A soul's cry. This is a cry from the soul.
Russia is taking to the streets again. Red Square is turning into a symbol of fear and anger. Nationalists, musicians, artists are rebelling, even those who just yesterday were shouting for the motherland. And
shit, it's all about to start.
Turn off YouTube. Turn off Instagram. Turn off WhatsApp. We are not fucking North Korea, damn it.
Russians are being deprived of their property and homes.
Steer, oh, what a sight.
Stores were closing. I'm walking down Nevsky. Lokotenia has closed. The store is closed.
Dear Vladimir Vladimirovich,
Yes, you've lost your mind. You've gone crazy. Do you understand, authorities?
across all of Russia, the internet and communications are being massively shut down.
We're Russia, damn it! We don't need everything to be shut off.
Crimea, Petersburg, the Moscow suburbs, without connection, without internet, without hope. How is this possible today?
War! War!
The FSB is conducting raids. Young people are being thrown into police vans. And by the Kremlin walls, words are already being spoken. They're being lined up against the wall. The country is entering a new spiral of repression and panic. Breaking news, friends, and new protest actions.
We are asking the federal government for help, because our local authorities can't help us at all. We
are unfortunate people. It turns into a vicious circle. It's as if with one hand you gave us everything, and with the other you took everything away from the people.
You abandoned the authorities. You abandoned our people. You just abandoned us.
are declaring a hunger strike. December 18th.
Now the center of protest and fear. Every evening new groups come out there. Nationalists, liberals, artists shout, "Enough of the war, Putin has betrayed us." They are united by one thing, hatred of the Kremlin and senseless dictatorship. Russia is being swept by mass protests. How exactly were we
Supposed to actively defend ourselves fully.
Moscow, Petersburg, the regions? In Rostov, families of war participants declare a hunger strike. There are no homes, the money is gone. In the Kursk region, refugees had their 65,000 ruble payments cancelled. People went out to the administration building.
We have been left without our homes and other property. We had to seek shelter in other towns and villages. The decision by the Russian Federation government this December to cancel the monthly payments of 65,000 rubles has caused despair. For the majority of residents in the border Kursk region,
Moscow is suffocating from its own raids. The FSB and the National Guard are clearing the squares, grabbing young people, dragging dozens of detainees into police vans. Among them are artists, musicians, street singers. Everyone who dared to sing, write, or simply speak. Now they're extremists. Penza pickets because of the internet shutdown. Moscow and Saint Petersburg, everywhere. Internet outages, no connection. WhatsApp has been slowed down by 70 to 80%. They're preparing to block it. Russia is turning into a total concentration camp.
A cry from the soul. This is already a cry from the soul. Shut down YouTube. Shut down Instagram. Shut down WhatsApp. Make the shittiest internet. In the world, damn it, in the most fucking awesome country. We are not fucking North Korea. We are Russia, damn it. We don't need everything shut off, for fuck's sake. War hunger strikes.
The money they stole from all of us, the investigative committee can't find. We're in a hopeless situation.
People are taking to the streets for housing, money, internet, hunger strikes, pickets, appeals to Putin. The war has come home and the system is cracking.
Hello, everyone. I hope you are all doing well.
Wants to lie down, but you know yourself what that could lead to. So get up, stop whining. The FSB is reacting like it's the 1930s. They're grabbing young people right in the metro. Police vans are parked in the squares. According to eyewitnesses, people are being detained even for solo pickets. The police don't give any reasons, just say it's a special operation. In the Moscow suburb of Lyubitsy, nationalists are marching. More than 100 men in masks and jackets bearing the symbols of the Russian community walk through the streets, shouting slogans. In Lyubitsy, hundreds of nationalists are marching, masks, torches, songs about a great Russia. The police pretend not to see, but this isn't a patrol. It's a new wave of Russian chauvinism. These are the same athletic guys who started the gangs of the 90s. This is no accident. It's a reaction to the regime's decay. When the authorities lose control, those who believe only in force take to the streets. The police remain silent because these are their people, the very ones they called patriots just yesterday. Putin, help! Putin.
A week ago, officials hid behind the SMO participants. The church built for them. Residents deem this unacceptable manipulation.
The migrant protests in the Moscow region and Moscow haven't even died down yet. And now, as the nationalists have already declared their own new uprising, there are migrant riots against Muscovites. And while some are being jailed for singing songs, others are being called to guard oil refineries. In
connection with the emerging threat of the Ukrainian armed forces using long-range unmanned aerial vehicles, there is now a risk of strikes on critical aviation facilities and other residential areas in the Tyumen region.
Reservists are being lured into these jobs. 30 to 50,000 rubles for the risk of dying in the next explosion. This isn't an army, it's a meat grinder. The regime is literally holding the country together with fear and hopelessness.
In order to increase the level of protection for important aviation facilities, a decision has been made to employ the most well-prepared, patriotically minded citizens to guard these sites. A reservist is considered to be a citizen who is in the reserve and has signed a contract with the Ministry of Defense, who is medically fit and between the ages of 18 and 50. The main difference between a reservist and a serviceman, according to the contract, it is understood that he combines his regular employment with being in the reserve. I would like to note that reservists involved in the protection of important and critical facilities are not deployed in the special military operation. They will carry out activities within the territory of the region where the important critical facility is located. In our case, this is the Tyumen region. I would like to note that the stipulated period of being in this reserve is exactly 60 days. A crucial and mandatory requirement is that all reservists must undergo comprehensive compulsory training lasting a full 14 days, under the guidance of experienced specialists and instructors, on the grounds of the Tyumen Engineering School.
And against the backdrop of this madness, Ilya Medvedev's words, the death penalty, are sometimes useful. The phrase, as if it had come straight from his father's mouth, has simply become a meme. But Russians are in no mood to laugh. Firing squad walls. Zelenogradsk is now absolutely not a metaphor. Instead of
making proper normal benches for people on the renovated Zelenogradsk promenade, they put this here. What is this even for, and how is one supposed to use it? I've heard that these benches are called firing squad walls. It's unclear what the city administration was thinking when they designed this. But it was clearly not about making things comfortable and convenient for people. What do you think about these standing benches? Will they make proper ones, or will they leave it like this?
People see in them a reflection of the future where not even songs remain. Today, Russia stands between a song and a police van, between the square and the wall. And even if the Kremlin once again declares that everything is under control, that it's all over, control is lost. And now fear is on both sides of the barricades.
Here, people have gathered who are united by a single problem and a single misfortune, who acquired the land honestly, and now it is being taken away from us. We are asking for help from the federal government, since our local authorities can't help us in any way. There is no structure for this. A criminal case has been opened, but it isn't moving from a dead point. The money they stole from all of us, the investigative committee can't find. We are in a hopeless situation. There are a lot of us, 400 people. This is the Rostov region, the Republic of Crimea, Krasnodar Krai, Voronezh, Adygea. These are large-scale cases. These are large sums of money.
We are unfortunate people. It turns out to be a vicious circle. You gave us all this, but with the other hand, you took everything away from the people.
They are not worth what you took from us. You took away my child's childhood.
from one and from the other. Mine still cries into her pillow to this day. You took it away, you, not us who abandoned everything and ran from there. We didn't ask you for this. You abandoned authorities. You abandoned our people. You just abandoned them. We
are unfortunate people. It turns out to be a vicious circle. It's like with one hand you gave all this, and with the other hand you took everything away from the people. Why didn't we stay in Sochi and defend our own homes ourselves? How should we interpret this?
Stores were closing. I'm slowly walking down the bustling Nevsky Prospect. The cozy coffee shop is now closed. The small store is also closed, completely closed. The fashionable clothing store is closed for the day, and even the rental shop is closed.
Moscow, Saint Petersburg, Perm, other regions of Russia, police vans, the FSB, and other special services that monitor young people who sing anti-war and anti-Putin songs. And of course, the right-wing radical groups in the center of Moscow and the migrant riots. All of this indicates that the Kremlin is losing its power. Friends, please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Darshi Sliva, and now check out the breakdown of top-notch Russian propaganda.
I think that psychologically this may be impossible for a woman, but the doctor-psychologist explains that this is a living life, and today others are in need of this living life. I want to tell you that in our country, for a number of reasons, there have been a lot of childless people lately, couples who cannot have children. And the waiting list for adopting small, healthy children is very long. And I think that maybe a different approach is needed here. Yes, agree with the woman that she cannot or does not want to keep this child in the future, but this child could live in another family.
Well, the scariest thing is that men, we kind of lose our minds, but women, they help people. Because without a man or a woman, she is just tossed around like a leaf in the wind. Because she is meant to be part of a man, you see. She was taken from him and should be joined to him. She cannot exist on her own, you understand? That's the point. That's why men are kind of foolish and scary. These foolish men raise single mothers who themselves matured at some point. You see how frightening that is? That's how it is. That's why Christianity is becoming something sick and frightening now, you see. And you wonder, what should you do? So as long as things are normal, no one is allowed into this part.
To enter. Roughly speaking, a squadron of 18 Poseidons would completely destroy the very concept of the USA as a maritime civilization. Because in that case, all bases, all major port cities, and basically all infrastructure within a 30 to 40 kilometer zone would be destroyed. And just for a moment, that's where 75% of the US population lives. And moreover, I repeat, the Americans simply have nothing to counter these strikes with, physically, nothing at all. That is, no aircraft carriers, no super secret personal US submarine, nothing can do anything about this. Because not a single torpedo is capable of catching up with our torpedo. They simply don't have those kinds of speeds. That is, unless there's a sudden accidental head-on collision, but that wouldn't really change much, because a megaton warhead in that case would just...
A megaton?
Well, no, I mean in the amount of a megaton.
Go on, yes. Megatons? I said, Vladimir Vladimirovich, it will be more than what Sarmat has.
You say, let's hit Kyiv? Yeah, that's a worm. That's a worm. Where did it even come from? And now let's just...
Why are you all going? Why am I...
Going! Well, what am I getting at? What am I...
Am I coming? I'll tell you this. Leave Kiev. It will be easier. Leave Kyiv.
Listen, we'll leave there now because there's already...
Giant. So just get up and leave. Just like the guys in Belgorod are forced to do now. Now, I'm a Kiev resident. Will I feel sorry? You won't wait. There's no life anyway. You won't wait. That's it. No, Kiev. And there never will be. Why? Because you cursed this city, you betrayed it. You betrayed its shrines, you desecrated them. You have no right to be here because you are demons who betrayed your own history and your own faith, purifying water and fire. You yourself said this on our broadcasts, referring to the predictions of clergymen. Let's assume the worst-case scenario. We are working under conditions of complete isolation. So what?
Well, we'll just keep living under these conditions.
No, we'll simply finally switch to other types of weapons. At last, we'll strike with full force.
At last?
We'll finally stop playing around and just do it right here. At last, we'll just wipe everything off the face of the earth and be done with it.
Regarding weaponry, this is actually a very important matter. Because if it's Oreshnik, that's what you're insisting on. That's really Paris, London, and all the rest.
No, not Paris or London.
It's Washington, D.C., bustling Chicago, vibrant Seattle, and sprawling Los Angeles.
We could just simply circle around the city of Kyiv for a few more additional times, you know. This is not from us.
It didn't come from us. And
not from us. Who came from where? It's even possible. Let's assume the worst case scenario. We are working in conditions of complete isolation. So what? Well, we'll just keep staying in these conditions. No, we'll just finally switch to other types of weapons. At last we'll strike with full force. Finally, we'll stop playing around and just do it here. At last we'll just wipe everything off the face of the earth and be done with it. Regarding weaponry, this is actually a very important thing, because if we're talking about the Hazel, that's what you're insisting on is really Paris, London, and all the rest. No, not Paris or London. It's Washington, Chicago, Seattle, Los Angeles. We could also, just fly around Kiev a few times like that. It wasn't from us, it didn't come from us. And not from us, so who did it come from? Where from? In war, it's not this side or that side that wins, but the fierce ones. The fierce ones. Those who break the will to resist. So I'll say it again. Now at last we've started to take them out to hell. There will be no life in Kharkiv, nor in Poltava, nor in Mykolaiv, nor in Odessa. These cities will not exist, and neither will Kiev. If civilians don't realize that they've been chosen as expendable material and don't overthrow their Nazi government, and if you don't have the strength, at least leave those cities. Understand that you are being used as a human shield. No strength to leave, sorry. Let me remind you of the fate of Sodom and Gomorrah. There were probably many residents there too, individuals who simply couldn't leave their homes. They were just forced to continue living their daily lives, much like everyone else in the area.
These guys are with me in case anyone asks over there. Where soon at our choral call, the horizon will shine at dawn to leave behind, where we will cast off our shadows again, like a burden that's become all too convenient. Get up quickly, for God's sake, I won't leave you here. There will be a bright streak in this darkness, which is as hopeless as snow on sails. All of you new ones from the holes. Ah, they will truly rejoice to the very heavens. On a pristine sheet, the gentle dawn's early ray. Its inherent beauty profoundly depends. Yes, I firmly believe that there will indeed be a bright, hopeful streak in this vast snow, which currently feels so utterly hopeless, like the eternal snow at the distant poles. Ah, indeed. They will truly rejoice to the glorious heavens. On a pristine sheet, the bright dawn's golden ray. True beauty truly depends. Thank you very much for your understanding.
Subtitles editor A. Semkin, proofreader A. Igorova. So, are we really planning to attack Europe or something? What kind of nonsense is that?
is there really going to be a war?
No, I proceed from the assumption that this is impossible. Live in peace.
Is it truly possible to carry out extensive militarization if you only control a portion of the territory?
of Ukraine?
And on the rest of the territory, it turns out that, well, I think that's impossible. So it turns out you have to take all of it. And to take all of it, I don't know how many years that would take, maybe decades or, well, a very long time, because no matter how fast our troops advance, in reality, that's not the case. Everything is happening quickly. But on the other hand, I don't hide it. I support our policy and our politics. Our government's policy, and specifically Putin's. I'm even proud of him when he behaves in a way that you can only be proud of. But this question, it lingers. What will happen next? Well, it can't go on for 100 years.
Denis Vladimirovich, thank you very, very much for all the gifts that you gave us.
I promise to respond as well.
I want to congratulate you. Happy upcoming New Year! All the best. Thank you very much.